okay? All right, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about calendars subscription, okay? How we set that up, how I make the connections, okay? So I'm going to start out in actually 365, okay? So again, this is part of the online. So you're actually doing an online, logging into Outlook live.com or live.com, going to the calendar, okay? And as you can see, I have a particular calendar set up. I called it Work Calendar. This is the one that I'm going to use to subscribe, okay? I take it you guys already know how to add a new calendar in, so no big deal, right? So I come up here to the top right corner, you'll see a gear icon. It says settings. I come down, view all Outlook settings, right? From calendar, I go to shared calendars and I scroll down, it says publish calendar. Now, again, this one's just highlighted this calendar. So I have to actually select the one that I want to link to, okay? So it's in work calendar. Then it's going to say, well, what are the permissions for it? I'm going to say, can view all details. Okay, so I go ahead and do that. And I click publish, and that will provide me with a link. I'm going to take this ICS link. There's two of them, HTML and ICS. We will use the ICS link. So I go ahead and click on that. It says copy the link. Again, just to make sure I say copy. And now I can go into Workamajig. Okay, so here I am logged into my Workamajig account. Okay, I've gone to Workamajig Platinum, Everyone, Calendar, right? Then I come into ... more, and I say display options, and I'm going to create my own personal calendar. So I'm going to say new calendar, and I'm going to call this one Outlook, okay? I'm going to click subscribe to calendar from URL, and then I'm going to paste that link in that I received, right? So there's the link in here. And then I'm going to say block out meetings, okay? So this block out is for every meeting that is coming across for that particular calendar, okay? I'm not too worried about security, but you can do, again, you can add whatever security group or whatever people maybe need to view this. But just to let you know, this is a read-only calendar. So I can see the events. It will go into traffic, but again, nobody can edit those events because again, they're just coming down from Outlook, okay? I'll go ahead and hit save, and it will immediately start filling in those events. So again, here is my kind of my September or my August events, August, September. And if I go back to my calendar, right, in Outlook, you'll see that they match, okay? So again, here's my Google, oh, sorry, here's my Outlook one versus, the Outlook one, okay? Now, this will also feed into traffic. So if I go look at my resource manager, staff schedule, and again, this is going through August, so I know they're there. Here's John Smith. I click on him, and you can see those meetings right here. There's the daily meetings. Here's the VIP lunch that have come across. Okay. And that's really all there is to it in as far as Outlook. Again, we would recommend, you could use your normal, default calendar, personal calendar to get that across, no problem. Okay. I just created a new one just for this demonstration. All right. Now, Google, or I guess I can stop here. Any questions regarding 365? Okay. Doesn't look like any, so again, pretty straightforward. Okay. So now let's go to Google. It kind of works the same way. So I'm in Google. Again, I have certain events. Okay. I guess before I start, it says, how do I copy that link again from Outlook? So again, I'll just quickly go through that. So here I'm in Outlook, again, the online version. So this wouldn't be the desktop version. I come up to the gear in the top right corner, view all Outlook settings. And now that it's there, calendar, shared calendars, and I'm going to just hit ICS, just click on it and it'll say copy link. And then from there, I just say copy, and that gets me that link. Okay. All right. So now for Google. Okay. Kind of same thing, right? So I may have a calendar, right, that has this. Now, again, this may take some setup. If you're on G Suite, you may have to talk to your admin where I'm going to go now. Okay. So I can click on this calendar and click on the triple dots, settings and sharing. And when I scroll down for access permissions, there's going to be secret address in iCal format. This is the only one that we use. We don't use the public. We don't use this one, right? We don't use the calendar ID. It is this secret one. So it may take your admins allowing the secret address for this to work. I simply click on this icon, which says copy it to clipboard. Okay. Yes, I want to copy that. Now I can go to Workamajig and let's go to the calendar again. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Calendar, more, display options, and I'm going to create a new calendar and call this one Google. Okay, same idea, checkbox subscribe to calendar from URL, go ahead and paste, and I can see that that came from Google, right, just to make sure. Again, block out meetings, save. Okay, and now I'm seeing, this orange, right? So here's the Google one. So I'll just go ahead and delete that. You can see again that there's events coming across that match my Google Calendar. Okay. And again, when if I go to traffic, those events are also going to be available in there. Oh, sorry, let me get that. Resource manager, staff schedule. You notice that the numbers kind of doubled up. Now, when I come down to here, you see G meeting with team, right? And T with the UK team. Okay. And as I said, at this point in, yeah, so again, these are read only. There's nothing to really edit on them. So if I go back to my calendar and take a look at those, oh, keep clicking on the wrong one. Okay. And I click into these. It's just, like I said, it's just this read only. It tells me whatever that description is, or sorry, the subject from Google is. If there was a description in there, we will also bring that across, and then obviously the time. Okay. And really, in a nutshell, that's it. I mean, there's not a lot to it at this point. We are working on using that iCal link for other things, although it's not quite working yet. You may have noticed that within a project, for example, there is a new link in here. So project settings, schedule, there is this iCal link. This is kind of to pull in tasks, but realize it's just pulling in kind of the task name at this point. We're seeing what else we can get across to, for example, Google or to Outlook. Okay. But for right now, again, it just gives me the task name without the project number, which doesn't seem very helpful. So again, you may see that in other locations. Okay. Does each user need to go through this process to add their calendar? Yes. Okay. That's absolutely correct. Each person would need to come in and say, everyone calendar and make that connection. Because again, you're logging into your calendar in Google or in Outlook in order to get that link. So it is to the person. Okay. I have not, as far as like public calendars, can I subscribe to a public calendar? In Google, we can, because they have a different, it's kind of the same thing, this other calendar or something that may be more public that has that same, again, it may have that same secret link. Again, it's just a matter of, is it available or not? Okay. But in general, we're seeing this as more as a personal calendar to bring across for traffic purposes. Okay. I know this is kind of a short and sweet webinar. Are there any questions regarding that? Okay. Yep, like I said, there isn't much to it. We just wanted to make sure that people were aware. Maybe some of the other caveats that we have that I've been asked just recently is they want to make this calendar their default calendar. And we do not recommend this. It's always going to be when I come in, I'll have my default calendar. I may never look at it because I don't do anything for it. So, but it should never be made your default calendar because again, this is a non-editable thing. So it's not going to be possible for me to kind of make my default calendar my subscription. Okay. However, for Google, right? Again, I haven't found a way for 365, sorry, in order to go the other way. Okay. If I come here, you can see that I have a URL. So I can actually copy this URL out, right? And if I go back to Google and I can say, add a calendar, right? Let's see. It's right here, but that's fine. Add a calendar and it says from URL, and I can go ahead and paste that in and add the calendar, and that will basically pulls in that information. As you can see, it gives it the name app6, right? URL for calendar. And if I go into that and make that displayable, then again, I'm going to see those meetings coming across. I think there was a test meeting, right? Test reminder or something like that was in here. So I can go the other way. Again, it's not editable, just it's, you know, it just comes across. Okay. Like I said, I haven't been able to find in 365 where I can do that. Even when I say add a calendar and say, you know, subscribe from the web, it doesn't seem to like the links that I put into there. Okay. All right. Well, if there's no questions, that is really it.